Greetings from the Pythagorean Brotherhood. We're going to go over the principles of Pythagoreanism, ancient and modern. The ancient brotherhood who started Western philosophy and integrated later Socrates, whose primary teachings were in fact secretly Pythagoreanism, which stems from the Orphic tradition of the Orphic mystery school. Here we are at the sacred beach of the shamans. Blessed be. Now, we've gone over the Pythagorean Tetractys and its mathematical principles in our previous lectures. As we said, upon the Tetractys, the 10 points in the form of a triangle is the symbol upon which the ancient Pythagoreans took their solemn oath and obligation. Now, it was not easy to become a Pythagorean, mind you. In order to enter his mystery school at Crotona, one had to leave all their possessions behind and stand at the front door for maybe a month or more, in hopes that you would be received as a acousticatmoi, or listener, where you would be silent for 5 to 10 years and listen to the mathematicoi, the journeyman level, the second degree, play music and do gymnastics. The first order of business was to take the solemn oath upon the Tetractys, the 10 points. So we will build one for you. Out of nothing comes something. 10 points. 1, 2 and 3, 1/2. The octave. Wholeness, 1/2 is an octave. Ooh, oh, ooh. After that comes the perfect fifth, 2/3. 1, 2 and 3. 2/3 makes the perfect fifth. Oh, ho, 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 oh, ho. The principles of harmony. And finally, the perfect fourth. Yotototom. 1. These are density zones. The structure of creation is in density zones, like an atom, whose simplest form is hydrogen. 1. As you get into more complicated elements, you combine that 1 into denser and denser sectors. 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, and etc., forming the decad. Later in our lectures, we'll go over the Platonic solids. There are 5 solids which can be created in 3-dimensional forms out of the basis of triangles. In Plato's Timaeus, the dialogue on the structure of creation, these solids are explained. The most familiar thing we are with these solids are the Dungeons & Dragons dice, the many-sided dice, the triangle, representing fire, the cube, earth, and the other hedrons, isohedron, water, and fire, which would be the diamond, and the dodecahedron, which is the 5 pentagons in solid form, and that would be the decad, 10-sided of the equal sides on each. They'll be explained and illustrated later. So the apprentice Pythagorean would put his hand upon the Tetractys. I swear upon the Pythagorean Brotherhood that I'll be good, amiable, and useful. That I'll be a good Pythagorean, practice vegetarianism, and learn the harmonies of music, as well as the principles of fitness in the form of gymnastics. Gymnastics for the body, music for the soul. The combination of these two brings brilliance within the Pythagorean brother, and divine nature can be emanated, since the divine is harmonic. Om. And out of Om comes all of creation. So there you have it. 1/2. Yes, we got that already. In diagonal form, you have all the harmonies, and you have the swirling vortex, which is the dike sign, dikaisune, Greek for justice. Justice is when everything is put in proportion. When the individual and the state, both the microcosm and the macrocosm, put the virtues in their proper place. Wisdom must rule, courage must lead, and temperance must be the ruling of the lower classes. They must be temperate in their life, balanced, proportional, all in their proper place. So we must rule ourselves with wisdom. We must lead with courage. We must live a life of equanimity and balance by being temperate in our passions and desires and transmuting them into virtue. What is virtue or goodness? Balance and proportion and the harmony. We must be harmonic, like the solar system, like the cosmos. Effortlessly spins through creation. By doing less, we accomplish more. When we follow the passions, we lead a life of intemperance and destruction as a result. When we live a life of proportion, balance, following the principles of wisdom, we will live a life of goodness and success. Wise are they who see the timeless, beyond the temporal day-to-day problems. Each day has problems of its own. We are not for tomorrow. Each day has problems of its own, as teaches Christ, the great master. A Pythagorean in his own right. So, as Neo-Pythagoreans, we seek to embody the principles of harmony through music for the soul, and gymnastics, or as we know it now, yoga, in its postures, its sequences, so that we can bring balance to our body, wholeness and health. Music for the soul, gymnastics for the body. These are the principles of education as put down in Plato's Republic, whose structure we will go over later. But for now, we will remember the Tetractys, which is the symbol of wholeness. All creation, all mathematical algorithms can be parsed out of these whole tones. Of course, you have the five-pointed star, which represents the physical body, and above is infinity, where infinity and wholeness meet. There you have the structure of creation. Infinite is what is beyond. Measurable and rational is what is believed. Ratios, divine ratios, golden proportions. Each wholeness is in each part. Each part is a whole in itself. Each microcosm is a macrocosm. The whole is in the part. Self-same, self-regenerative. And so we hail Athena, goddess of wisdom, who represents the owl, and who represents the matron of the arts, as well as the goddess of philosophy and warfare, in fact. For the ideal state must not only be wise in its self-sustenance, but it must ward off all evil from without by maintaining wholeness from within through the principle of courage, fearlessness in death, and in life, and in love, and in light, and in liberty. May we all become good Pythagoreans, live a simple and pure life, eat simple vegetarian diet which causes no harm unto the lower brothers and sisters, and may we follow the path of the saints and of the gurus, who teach us how to live on earth and also liberate our soul and give us salvation in the beyond. Hail the great fraternity of free and accepted Masons. May all mankind be liberated, seek salvation, and find happiness and wholeness. Hail light, light, love, and liberty. Blessed be nations. This is Frater Child Horace, your friend and benefactor. Blessed be.